Within the past century, society's perception has adapted over time, primarily due to several traumatic events that have taken place and significantly altered our ability to embrace and celebrate our individuality. Factors such as the government and big pharmaceutical companies becoming the norm in Western lifestyles have contributed to a critical lack of access to whole, nutrient-dense foods. As a result, our own ecosystem, our body, faces the highest risk of developing chronic diseases. Additionally, this situation is linked to the rising incidence of autoimmune diseases, which I believe can be viewed as the aftermath of unhealed trauma, especially when examining what occurs when our body physiologically experiences trauma from both neurological, gastroenterological, and cellular perspectives. I make it my mission to continue my research in this area to help break the cycle of generational trauma with a keen focus on the principles of epigenetics. There hasn't been too much of an update as I am pre-recording these. If I happen to have an update later on this week, I certainly will give one. However, these are pre-recorded, so we are just going to jump right into this episode about grief and what that looks like and how to heal from grief, understanding and regulating and expressing, labeling, and recognizing your emotions. Psychiatrist Elizabeth Kubler-Ross created the 5 stages of grief, which she introduced in her 1969 book on death and dying. The stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Denial is a common defense mechanism that helps individuals cope with distressing realities, particularly in the context of experiencing a loss. Kubler-Ross noted that people may reject their outcome, blame errors, or avoid discussions about it, while denial can be harmful if prolonged. It is a normal phase for processing difficult news. Differentiating denial from misunderstanding is important, emphasizing the need for clear communication when delivering distressing information. Anger is a common emotion experienced and expressed by those when they confront the reality of a loss. Additionally, anger can be generalized and undirected, resulting in a shorter temper or diminished patience. Acknowledging anger as a natural reaction. However, it's important for them to not dismiss valid criticism solely as a part of an emotional phase. Bargaining typically manifests seeking some measure of control over their loss. The negotiation could be verbalized internally, while bargaining may mobilize more active participation. It often comes from an emotional cost as individuals wrestle with feelings of guilt, regrets, helplessness. The stage can be a complex dance between hope and reality, where one might make promises or seek to alter the outcome by reflecting on past actions or contemplating future possibilities. Despite its challenges, bargaining can also serve as a stepping stone towards acceptance, as it encourages individuals to actively engage with their emotions and the situation at hand. As they navigate the intricate process, they may begin to find moments of clarity and understanding, gradually paving the way for healing and growth. Second to last, depression. Depression is arguably the most easily recognizable of Kubler-Ross's stages, often accompanied by familiar symptoms like sadness, fatigue. Prolonging time in the first three stages may serve as an unconscious attempt to shield oneself from this emotional distress. Lastly, acceptance. Acceptance, the final stage, represents a crucial turning point. It's not about feeling happy or content with the situation, but rather about reaching a state of peace and understanding. This stage allows individuals to acknowledge the reality of their circumstances and begin finding ways to move forward. Support from friends, family, or mental health professionals during this time, offering a sense of connection and fostering resilience. By embracing acceptance, individuals can start to cultivate hope and envision a future that, despite its challenges, holds a potential for healing and growth. One exercise that I have utilized to understand my emotions is called the ruler method. I feel as though this type of exercise to maybe process the stages of grief can help you move a little bit quicker in this. So, the ruler method stands for recognizing, understanding, labeling, expressing, and regulating. Recognizing and acknowledging one's emotions is crucial for effective communication. Take a moment to pause and assess your emotional state. Are you feeling uplifted? Are you feeling downcast? Pleasant or unpleasant? Are you energized? Despite societal tendencies to suppress emotions, it is essential to remember that we are inherently emotional beings. A significant portion of communication is nonverbal, relying on cues such as touch, body posture, and facial expressions. Utilizing a mood meter can be beneficial as we often make assumptions based on these nonverbal signals. For an example, a mood meter. By articulating your feelings, you not only enhance your emotional awareness, but also allow others to understand your emotional state, thereby fostering a greater sense of value and connection. How can those around you provide appropriate support if you do not clearly express your feelings? Understanding. What does understanding one's emotion mean exactly? What triggered these feelings? Why are we going through this emotion? It can be a complicated network of past memories that you've encountered. Often, when we react, our primary desire is to be understood. We may recall instances when our feelings were dismissed, and now the same emotion resurfaces. It is fear that prevents us from fully comprehending our feelings. Fear can act as a barrier clouding our judgment and keeping us from exploring the root causes of our emotions. However, by acknowledging this fear and allowing ourselves the grace to feel without judgment, we can begin to unravel the complex web of emotions. It's important to remember that emotions are a natural and integral part of human experience. They serve as signals guiding us toward what needs attention or healing. Taking the time to sit with these feelings, perhaps through reflection or journaling, can provide clarity and insight. Without a well-developed emotional vocabulary, we struggle to identify our feelings, which hinders our understanding of our emotional state. By focusing on emotions, we can gain clarity. If we fail to label our feelings, that can overpower us. It's essential to articulate how we feel and where we stand. Many people often respond with, fine, to avoid deeper conversation or rely on those nonverbal cues instead. By giving our emotions a name, we can better express our needs and enable others to respond to them effectively. Therefore, using a mood meter can be of use. And then by expressing emotions, we are feeling valid to feel those emotions and allow that to pour out loud, hear it out loud, kind of putting that affirmation on it and affirming to us and giving this emotion that little bit of spark to pour out, because it feels so much better when we express this emotion using this thing called I feel statements. So for example, when you are having a back-to-back argument with someone, using I feel this or I feel that, expressing this emotion out loud so that you can affirm to it and the other person can help support you to gain the sense of peace. Regulating emotions, we are taking that time to pause, to assess. We develop these breathing techniques for a reason, so remember to breathe and remember to think about that safe place where you want to be in. One quote that I had developed about a year ago is this: to overcome silence, we have to shame, become resilient towards fear by allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. I would like to remind those interested in adopting a healthier lifestyle and achieving consistency in their health and wellness goals. I offer one-on-one coaching sessions as well as workshops online. For the coaching sessions, they could either be in person or online. And I provide support for individuals navigating the healing process from trauma, addressing nutritional needs, or seeking daily balance. If you are struggling with feelings of inadequacy and wish to embrace holistic practices and mindfulness exercises throughout your coaching program, my coaching can greatly enhance your overall well-being, fostering stability and resilience. Visit nurturingrootscoaching.com to schedule a complimentary 1-hour coaching consultation for new clients. Thank you so much for watching this new episode of Puzzling Minds. It's your host, Michael Maddox, signing off. Remember to like, share, and follow and support this video.